Hello, fellow safety and health professional, and welcome to another podcast in a series of podcasts based on an article in Safety and Health magazine that's all about you. Throughout my long career, I've attended and chaired hundreds of meetings. And along the way, I've learned how to make the most out of the meetings and how to help make them successful. And so I'd like to share 5 things I've learned. Number 1, sit up straight. This might not seem like an important thing, but it is. Too many times I've walked into a meeting room and attendees are slouched, like they don't care what's going on or like they're tired or whatever. Sitting upright sends a signal that you're ready for action. And this may be counterintuitive, but the most comfortable sitting position is one where your back is straight and up against the back of the chair. When you're slouched, it conveys an attitude of indifference. Number 2, smile. Like slouching, when your facial expression is neutral or displays boredom, it takes away from the energy in the room and makes it look like you don't really care what's going on. The reverse is also true. Smile and look like you're enjoying yourself, and you'll add to the meeting's energy. Right before I walk into a meeting room or get ready to attend a virtual event, I tell myself to brighten up. Come on, Hawk, act like you're having a good time. Of course, if the meeting is about a serious incident or something of that nature, you got to dial back your happy demeanor. But that's the exception and not the rule. Number 3, look at each person when they're talking. So if you're sitting in a meeting, you might not be up in front, you might be chairing it, and person A is speaking about something, look at them. No matter who's speaking during a meeting, give them your full attention. That includes maintaining steady eye contact. I've attended many a meeting in which nobody looked at the person speaking. Attendees would maybe glance at the speaker, but not give them focused attention. Even if what the person is saying doesn't apply to you or your job, by looking at them, you're giving them encouragement, something we all can use. Number 4, put your cell phone away. I wish I didn't have to bring this up anymore, but I do. It's constantly a problem still. Maybe even more so than a few years ago. Often people at meetings will hide their phones on their lap. Put them on their knee or something. I don't put my phone on vibrate when I'm in a meeting. I turn it off. There's no way you could be mindful during a meeting when you're looking at your phone. This habit is ridiculously common among audience members. Number 5, look around the room when it's your turn to talk. So you've been paying attention to each person when they're talking in the room, at a meeting. Now, when you're talking, you look around at different people in the meeting. Give them eye contact. This is something you also just should do at presentations too. Look around and look at this person for a little bit. Look at that person for a little bit. I mean, don't linger on anyone in particular. It'll seem like you're focusing on them too much. 2 to 3 seconds is good. Now, you will be surprised how much this tactic will garner attention while you're talking. All right, I want to switch over to another subject that has to do with meetings that has become very common, and that's virtual meetings. So I'm going to give you some virtual meeting tips. Especially during and since the COVID-19 pandemic, virtual meetings have become widely popular. I'm not thrilled with them. I love being in person more, but you got to do it now. I mean, and they can be very successful. I've had some really good virtual meetings. Years ago, before it became, even the apps that we have now that we use regularly, I was hosting video meetings more than 25 years ago. I leased a video room from a lawyer's office in Philadelphia and would give video keynotes to various locations. Now it's developed into a sophisticated technology that allows all kinds of interactions. But the best behaviors for this that are included in regular meetings in person haven't changed much at all. So the suggestions I gave about posture, smiling, positive energy, and facial expressions still apply. Whether I'm hosting a webinar or meeting or I'm a guest on a podcast, I always exude an upbeat attitude. I use my voice to make my communications interesting and compelling. If you want more tips about this, more in depth, check out the October 2024 issue of Safety and Health and my podcast about you. It's the same as this one, and it's titled Master Your Voice. And you'll get some more insight tips on how you can make your voice interesting. Now, one of the downfalls of virtual meetings is the lack of mutual eye contact. You can't look at someone who's talking on the screen and have that person see you as if you're looking at them. It'll look like you're looking down to the left or down to the right or whatever, because you are. So what I like to do is flip back and forth, like have my eyes go to the person, to this camera, to the person, to the camera, to the person, to the camera. Not too much, but enough so that they'll see me at times looking at them. But other times I can't help it. If I'm going to look at their facial expressions, I have to look down at them. Now, when you're talking, and I see this mistake happen a lot, when you are talking at a meeting, a virtual meeting, mostly look in the camera. I know it seems odd because you can't really look at all the people on the screen, but you look at the camera directly, because then they'll be seeing you and they'll be seeing your facial expressions. I'll still dart down, like if I'm, Tom, hey Tom, look, when we did this about the scaffold, I might glance down at Tom a couple times so that I can see his expressions, but I still mostly want to look in the camera. And one final note, even if a meeting is boring, it still allows you to practice your social skills. And that's something that we all need to succeed at as a safety pro.